Hello everyone, welcome to the Common Corner. We are today in different setting over here in the north of the world in Finland, quite North Finland as well. And just as I start filming, there's the neighbor continuing their construction work. So yes, we are indeed filming outside this time around. It's about 6:30 p.m, something like that. In Finland. It is a Saturday evening and we have been enjoying a lovely day so far. A few weeks ago I had some audience, but it was just one person, and now there's about 6 people. Do you want to say hello?
Hello!
There's some of my family and my friends and my partner as well, and we're enjoying a lovely evening outside here in Finland. But anyway, I wanted to tune in as per usual on this weekend, but it is a Saturday instead of the usual Sunday. And today, as some of you might know from last week's video, is a collaboration video with some of my sisters whom I started this channel for. So tune into that a little bit later. But as per usual, we'll get through a couple of my daily pages just so you can see how I log my travels within the daily pages of my Hobonichi Cousin Avec book. And you'll also see that I have been doing quite a lot of memory forming and not as much memory keeping. But that's what happens when you are busy with your travels. But it also makes me very excited to, at some point, get back home and sit back with all of my memories and my ephemera that you can see a big stack of over here, and do some, like, playfully serious journaling. But yes, so I last met you on the Saturday, once again instead of my usual Sunday, because that's when I was already in Finland. There's a few stamps from Muji, and I believe that the Muji in Helsinki is the biggest one in Europe. So they have their own stamping section where they have a lot of stamps that you can do and use as you wish for free. I believe I have a photo of that here. There we go. That's just a small selection of their stamps, and we went kind of crazy and stamped all of our books full with their stamps. So I've collected some of those myself just here. I did a bit of journaling, but there's some space to fill in and write about these memories that I took photos of and printed with my mini printer. The following day, I spent the whole day in Helsinki with my friends and my partner. It was also my 1 year with the Hobonichi Cousin Avec, 1 year anniversary. So it was just about 1 year ago that I first received this type of book in my hands. Just a side note, there's also neighbors that are around here, and their kids are being very joyful right now. But anyway, it was just about 1 year ago that I received my first ever Hobonichi Cousin Avec. This now that you're seeing, it's my third one, because that one was a July to December one, then I completed my January to June one, and now this is my third book. But it was interesting to realize that I've been 1 year in this book, and I wanted to note that down here. But coincidentally, I didn't even touch the book on that specific day, as I was busy from morning until day. We even went sailing on that day and visited the Moomin Shop, and I got a sticker set in which there was the Moomin troll and Snork Maiden and a little guy holding a sailboat, and that was very appropriate for the day as we did go sailing. I also did something in this backfilled page that I usually don't do, which is a weather lineup, and I just thought it was interesting because the weather changed through the day. That's why I wanted to do the weather lineup rather than just one weather, which is what I usually do. In the morning there was rain, then there was sunshine with some clouds, then there was a thunderstorm, then it was full sunshine, and in the evening there was a rainbow as the sun was setting. So I have all of the stickers denoting the weather there. Anyway, now I'd like to send you back to the L from Monday, who did some video footage from the Moomin Shop in Helsinki. And I hope you enjoy it. I promised some people that I would take some video from there, so just enjoy a few minutes of that.
Well, this is sticker you have.
Yeah.
Mut sit onko mulla on tommonen muumien-pukki, onko se vielä kotona vai? Muistatko lähteä?
You want to do peace sign? Okay, welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that footage from the Moomin Shop. It was quite a lot of fun. We were, however, in a slight of a hurry, and this always happens when I'm in Finland because I have a lot of people to see and meet and enjoy hanging out with. So there's somewhat of a schedule when I'm in Finland, which is sometimes not the most pleasant thing, but it is the only way for me to see all of my dear people when I am here, especially this time only for such a short amount of time, it feels like. Here you can see the schedule for the Sunday, and then here I saw just a bunch of people on the Monday. But anyway, we were slightly running out of time, so I didn't end up spending too much time in the Moomin Shop, which might have been for the best for my wallet, but I did still enjoy my time there, even though it's about 30-40 minutes or something like that. But still, plenty of time, plenty of beautiful things there to see. It is a slightly different shop from the ones in London, as it has a lot more products, obviously, because majority of them come from Finland. So if you ever come to Helsinki, I highly recommend visiting it. The next day, we took an 8-hour train up north to my home city called Oulu. Just some ephemera from there, and I spent majority of that time enjoying kind of catching up in my books and looking through the ephemera that I had collected. And it was just a really beautiful train ride that I also took with my partner as well as my sister who lives in Helsinki. That's the sister that's born right after me, a few years later though. Actually what happened is that we ran out of ink. So the one thing I had forgotten to pack, and this is a rookie mistake because it was my first time traveling with my fountain pens, is that I forgot to take ink with me. So then literally when we got to the train station in Oulu, we went on a hunt for some ink. And we found some. It wasn't very good in the end, and I actually had to use very questionable methods to try to force the ink from this weird bottle into our ink containers inside the pens, because we didn't have a syringe, like a blunt tipped syringe. We didn't have one of those, so I had to use like a dropper to drop it in, but like kind of force it in. It wasn't working. The next day I went to central of this town, and I walked into the biggest bookshop that they have there, and by brilliant coincidence they actually have newly been carrying the Kaweco line, and they also of course were carrying all of their inks and ink cartridges as well as some exchange nibs. So ever since then I actually exchanged my nib for an extra fine one for my daily pen and got some Kaweco black pearl ink, so that was more comfortable to use afterwards. I also went to the police to get a new passport, and that was like the easiest thing I've ever done, and I just love the systems and how well they work here in Finland. This is my morning coffee with the same flowers. I guess they're not the same flowers, but a fresh set that my youngest sister had grown in our yard. But yes, that's a memory denoting that. On Thursday there was a lot going on, not a lot of time in my books. And then we went up to Lapland to visit our cottage with two of my friends who are visiting from London actually, and with my partner. So the four of us drove up, enjoyed a lovely afternoon of sauna as well as swimming in the lake. And it's that kind of sauna that you heat up by putting a fire under some rocks. The rocks heat up and then you can pour water on it, which steams up and heats up the sauna. So we had a lovely time there. busy day from morning until night. We only arrived back to Oulu in the evening time around 11 p.m. and chose not to stay over at the cottage this time around. But on our way back, we visited the Santa Claus village that is on the Arctic Circle line. So that was fun, and I've just cut this out from a gift bag that I got from there. And we have caught up until today. The reason I've kind of I've practiced not dwelling too much on the daily pages for today because I have a couple other people's journals to show you. So we've gotten up until today, and I have a little Common Corner collab section on this page here where I want to show you my sister's notebooks and do a little casual fun interview of them, about their books and their systems. And why I wanted to do this is, like I've said before, the first video that I made on this channel was in kind of celebration for their birthday. I was in London and they were here in Finland, and I made a video for them to journal along with, talking about my system and those kind of things, because watching other people's videos and them talking about their books really helped me to keep me company basically when I was journaling. So I made them one, and that was a day after their birthday in January. So we are now here today with those twins and they were very happy to kind of collaborate with me, and we'll jump in to talk about their books in a little bit. And I believe that there's also my youngest sister who also would love to show her books to you guys. So we will move over to that side of the video in just a bit, but I did want to show how beautiful of a time we had earlier today swimming in the seaside that is just next to this town. So this town is a seaside town, so we were swimming in the ocean after kind of a warm-ish morning and we just had a very lovely day. There's a lot more to talk about, and I made kind of like a numbered list of the events of the day because I didn't want to forget everything that happened, so I wrote it down while it was still fresh. Before moving on to the latter section of the video, I wanted to note how I've got the idea from this Joe Journals to use this to-do list section for gratitude. Usually I do use it as a to-do list in my daily life, but as I'm on holiday now, there's not a lot of mandatory things to do every day, so I've been using that as a place to list down some things that I feel extra grateful for, especially now that I'm in my home country and there's a lot of things that I am kind of reminded of while having a bit of perspective into my own daily life from far away from here in Finland. So I'm having some perspectives into my life in London from Finland. So I've been doing some gratitude sections over here. But yes, all right, that's kind of the things I wanted to show you, the updated things in my daily pages. And we will now jump to saying hello to my sisters.
But there's a modern. But they actually have a this